Okay, let me start sharing. Okay, so you understood, right? So it is a shell scripting. It will execute from top to bottom, right? Now, if I execute this bash function.sh, right? See here, at this line number, you know, right? Shell script will execute from top to bottom. So at this line, it has printed this right before hello function. Then it came here. This function is not yet there, but you are calling that. So it is going to throw error, command not found. It is treating everything as a command, right? Starting, right? So command is saying command not found. Then it came here, it read the function, right? Next, it executed this hello function. Then after that, I'm calling hello function twice. So it is getting executed hello world, right? This is that, right? So before the function itself, if you call it, it is not going to execute that. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. And one more thing here you have to observe, remember is, see, I said, right, if there is an error, what will happen? It will just throw that error and continue. It will not break. If it is Java or somewhere, if you have to try catch, or else like if there is an error, right, or exception, if it will terminate there itself. It will terminate the execution there itself. It will not continue with the next line. But in shell scripting, if there is error at line on some particular line, at that line number, it is going to throw error and continue with the execution. Understood, right? Continue with the next execution. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it clear, Pavan? Everyone, Nagaraj, Chaitanya,
Yes, sir.
Tejeshwar, okay, Raja.
Yes, sir.
Yes, she just joined, so I'm helpless. Next, these are parameter, not non-parameters functions. So far, we haven't discussed, means what we haven't passed any parameters. So what I want to do is, I just want to do one small change to the same function itself. Calling the function, okay, let me do one thing. Hello, $1. So, hello. Okay. Now, here I'll pass some values. While calling the function itself, pass two values. Here I'll pass something, his name, I don't know. Right? See here, I'm passing some parameters. So let me execute, then I'll show. See here, $1, $2. What are this is? While calling the function itself, see here, while calling the function, I'm passing parameters to that function. Parameters $1, $2. Right? So next time, so when I'm calling this function, right, hello function, inside this, I'm not doing anything. I'm taking it as $1, $2. Right? Now I'm passing the values like this, Nagaraj, Chaitanya. So now inside the function, this will be, if you are reading inside the function, this will become as $1. This Chaitanya will become as $2. Now see this, before the function it is printing, before the function. At next, error is there, it has thrown error. Next, after hello function, because this has been read, but we haven't called yet. So this echo will be printed. Next, I'm passing hello, right? Hello. But inside this hello function, what I wrote? Hello, $1. Echo hello, good morning, $2 I wrote. So, but what I'm passing while calling this hello function, what I pass? Nagaraj, $1, $2, Chaitanya, right? First position, you know, command line arguments, right? This is $1, $2. Now this get executed. Hello, $1, Nagaraj, printed. Good morning, Chaitanya, printed. Next, I'm calling the function once again with different values. So here, hello, Vaishnavi, $1. Good morning, Hegde, $2. Understood, guys, how to pass parameters to a function? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I pass here for something exp or echo exp or $1 $2, if I write here, and if I pass 2, 3 here, what it will print? 5 it will print. If I pass 10, 20, 30 it will print. Understood, guys?
Is understood, but
Yes.
here hello is given after the function, after hello function in the last 3 lines, hello Nagaraj Chaitanya invoke you had given it. The hello will be considered. Either we can give upper in the invoke your function upper
No,
or
no,
the
no. The same name. Name should be matching. Okay.
name should be matching, and we can be given after the reading the function wherever itself it can
Yeah.
it can
Yes.
read.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay.
But before writing itself, if you give like this, it cannot understand because from top to bottom it will come. Here you have not read yet. Before that,
Yes.
calling, so it will throw error. Okay.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. Next. Okay. This is about functions. Next, the same function can return values. The same function can return values. What is that return values means? For example, let me modify the same script to something. For example, let me write like this. Okay. Let me make it simple to understand. If you don't want to take 2020 directly, you can take through command line arguments. Read. Okay. 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 This is the function, right? Now I'll call this. Is it printing the result here? Is it printing the result here? Means for this, is it printing result here? EXPR 2030, whatever I'm passing. I'm calling the function, passing the values. Is it printing here? Yes or no?
Yes.
But where it is printing? On the console itself. But
Okay.
what I want to do is whenever I call this function, I want to take that result. I want to take the result of the function and then add one more value. Means I'll call this function hello 1020. It will give some result, right? I just don't want to print this here. What I want to do is I want to store that value inside some other variable and add 50 to that variable. So the result of this, I want to store inside some function, right? So in such cases, what we want to do is we want to make this function to return some value. Or let me take this, or else let me do. Something, whatever it is, let me. Okay, see this. Here we are calling the function. Here we are calling the here we are writing the function. Here we are calling it and passing the values also. But what this function will do, whatever is there inside this, it will just print. But I don't want to print. I want to do one more thing. That is, this function should give the result. Means I want to write one more variable, something like this: result equal to, right, like this. Okay, this is result. Okay, t is missing. Okay, result equal to hello dot. If you write like this, is not the correct syntax. I'm just explaining you. After that, I'll show you. I want to store the result of this function inside this. So if you want to store that, along with echo, this function, what it has to do is, okay, let me take this. It down. Sorry. Okay, here I want to make this function to return something. Return result of this function. For example, this one expr. So this result it has to return. So if you are not returning anything, this whenever you call this function, it will just execute whatever is there. But if you want to capture the result of this function, right, then this function has to return the result. This function has to return the result using a variable called as return. So whenever you return like this, then only you can store the result of this function in some other variable. Now using this result, I can do some other operations. Result plus 50, something I want to do, right? Whatever you want, you can do. But if you don't return the result, you cannot capture the result and you cannot use the result in some other places. Understood, guys? Are you getting my point? Yes or no?
So to store result, we have to definitely write return, sir. There.
Exactly. You have to write. Without return statement, you cannot capture the result of that function. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So let me show you this one function. Let me copy it and explain it. So the syntax I'm going to show now. So see this, I'm writing shebang. This is the function. I'm calling the function. I'm passing two values. I'm passing two values, $1, $2. Okay, then I'm doing return something, return 10. But here so this function is going to return a value, but whether I catch it or not, it is up to me. If I write till here, okay, this function, this execution will go here. This will print this hello, Zara Ali something. Then it will return, but I'm not capturing anything. Okay, you don't capture. See, I'm calling you, you're returning me something, right? It's my way, whether I can take it or ignore it, but you are throwing it, you're returning me something, you're returning 10, but I'm not capturing it. No problem. But if you want to capture, you can capture it, or else you can ignore it. But I want to capture the result, right? If I till right, let me comment these two lines. Okay, here I'm calling the function hello, passing two values. So when the execution goes to this function, it will execute this line and return something, but I'm not capturing the result. Okay, that function can't do. That function is doing its job. In the function, you have sorry. The function is returning 10 value, but you are not capturing it. So it's your wish. Bash function. Okay, see here it is printing hello world, $1, $2, whatever the values you passed. Right? You're not capturing the result. It's your wish. Okay, but I want to capture the result. Right? So when a function is returning something, either it is not mandatory to capture the result. Right? It is up to you. So how to store the result is, so immediately after calling the function, you take one variable, anything like result or something. I'm taking it as returned something. $? You have to write. So immediately after the calling the function. So here I'm calling the function. There are some empty line commented lines, but immediately after the function, what is the next line execution line? This is $? So here I'm reading the result, the returned response. The returned response of this function, how to read is $? And storing inside a variable. In that I'm printing here. Okay, $? This is how we read immediately after calling the function. Is it printing the result? Is it capturing the result here? Yes. And yes, I'm printing that. So when I have the result of this function, not only echo, so I can divide it with, I can multiply it, anything, whatever I want, I can do it. Understood, guys? I want to return the response, right? Return expr, that symbol, right? Like that single quote. There is one more symbol, I forgot that. expr $1 plus $2. Okay, whatever the numbers you pass here, while calling the function, whatever the numbers you pass, those two numbers will be added. It will return that. Understood, guys? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. So return will store it in question mark, sir.
No. Return will just return it. Whatever
Return it.
inside the function, the function will.
It will just read and display.
See, inside the function, if you write return, just it will return it. It is up to you while calling the function. If you want to store the result, you can call like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you can store the result. But if I am not writing the return here, and if I use this, is it going to get the response?
No.
No, you don't know what this.
No, what we had returned.
Yeah, this function here you are writing here you are asking your function, hey, give me that return, whatever you want to return. But here, if you don't write this line, what your function knows? Your function doesn't know what it has to return. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
So when there is a return statement inside your function, when you ask your function to return something, to give the result, it will give that. Understood? Whatever you are returning. Understood? Understood, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so this is like functions. Why we use functions, parameterized functions, and then functions with return. Okay, next, nested functions. Function inside one more function, that is called as nested. See here, I'm writing one function number one. There is one more function called as number two. I'm writing this number, calling this number two function inside this number one function. Same like if is there, I have another if. In nested if, inside if I'm writing one more if. Here I'm writing two functions. Say this. Sorry. Number one, the function name is number one. There is one more function called as number two, right? Now I want to call this number two function, means this function here. So when I execute this, when I call this function number one, right, this will execute. And inside this function, I'm calling one more function. So the execution will come here and it will be called this also. Understood, guys? Function another.
Will it not throw error, sir?
Wait, let's write this if you want. Let me do this. vi v.sh. I got it. I think for better explanation, I want to write it. One, I'm going to write. Okay, here I'm going to write echo. I am one. Okay, I'll write 1, 2. Here I'm going to write echo 1, 2. Now, if I call this, what will happen?
Fun 2, so it will print I am fun 2, sir.
Okay, if I use 1,
I am fun 1, it will.
Okay. Next, what I want to do is here inside the function, what I'll call is 1, 2. I'll write. No, let's see this. What I gave for that, I forgot function 3, right? Okay, this. Now what I'm going to do is dash, right? So it is printing only. See, I'm just calling this, right? Where is that script? Here. Okay, here. So I'm just calling this fun2. I am calling where this fun2. This only this got executed. Only this got executed. But if I call here fun1, what will happen? Let's see. Oh, sorry. Let me modify. Okay, if I execute this, say this, I'm calling what here? I have two functions, fun1, fun2. I'm calling what here? Fun1. So let's go here. So here where I'm calling this function here. By this time, when I'm calling this function, both the functions are read or not.
Yes, because fun2
Yeah.
is mentioned in the first one.
Yeah. So here already shell scripting started executing from top to bottom, but it just read this functions, but not executed. Read it. Next, it came here fun1. Now I'm calling function1. Function1 get executed. Here comes here. It gets executed this. Shell scripting already read this function2 because it came till the execution came here. So it already know about function2. So here I'm calling function2. So it goes here and whatever is there, it will execute that also. Understood, guys? Yes or no? But the problem is here itself, if I write fun1 instead of writing calling here itself, if I write, then the problem occurs. Why?
Function 2 is not yet declared.
Not yet declared. Yes. Let's see that. See, where? See here itself it is saying function command not found. Why? Because the execution started from here to here. It read shell scripting understood only one function one is there. Next I'm calling function one. It went here, check this, executed this. It don't know about function two. Still it haven't read the function two, right? So it don't know about that function two. So it wrote function command not found. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is about functions. Okay, we know everything, like the conceptual wise, we know everything. Okay, we will come to that real-time use cases. Few things I'll explain. Now the last topic, that is scope of variables in shell scripting. The scope of variables in shell scripting is different with other programming languages. How it is? See, if you are writing one variable inside your shell scripting, that variable scope is same everywhere. That variable scope is same everywhere. So let me take this. I can't anyways, let's not waste the time. Vi scope.sh. Let me explain here. Now see this. What here I'm writing? I'm writing one function. Inside the function, I'm using echo. I was called a dollar at means the function name. So this is the way how to read the function name is dollar at, right? So this is going to read the function name. So I was called at my function, it will print. Next, there is one variable called as x equal to 2. X equal to 2 is there, right? Now, coming here. Still here, did I call the function? Till here, did I call the function?
No, sir.
So will any value will be set to that x variable so far? No, x is not at all a variable because this function is just declared but not called. When you call the function, then a x variable will come initiated and further 2 value will be set, but I'm not calling it. So this is just read, not executed. Now I'm coming here, echo. The script was called at something. Now I'm setting something called as x equal to 1. Now, what is the x will contain? Variable x will contain what now? 1. Because till so far I'm not called this my function. So x value 2 will not be set. So here only first time I'm setting x equal to 1. So now if I print this echo, what it will print? What it will print?
X is 1.
X is 1, it will print. Now here I came. Now I'm printing my function. Either you pass the variables or not. It is see, if there is a function, If I'm not reading $123 here, even if you pass extra parameters, it will ignore, nothing it will do. These are unnecessarily you are passing. So if I call my function, here it will go, here it will set the X value equal to 2. Now if I print this, what will happen?
X is 2.
Sorry, could you come again, Nilkanda?
I'm just ignore, I'll tell that later. First thing, just think I'm calling the function here. Here I have set X equal to 1, X equal to 1. If I print this, it will print X is 1. Now I'm calling the my function I called. Now inside this X value is changed to 2. Now if I echo that X is $X, what it will print, either 2 or 1?
2.
2.
I
Why
feel
2?
2. For
Why
first
2?
it read 2. First it read 2 after mentioning function.
Okay. Why 2? Because in other programming languages like Java and all, the variable which you write inside the function, the scope of within the function itself, right? The variable which is present inside these brackets can be accessed within brackets only. So if you try to print X equal to within these brackets, it will print 2, but out of these brackets, where somewhere here, if you print, here the value is different, X equal to 1 you are writing. So here it will print 1, but if you print here, it will print 2. In other programming language, but in shell scripting, no confusion. Wherever it is same X, here also it is X, here it is 1, X equal to 2, here also same X, right? So when you call the function, it is same X, so it will be changed as 2. So within the shell scripting file, either in function or if condition, wherever it is, if you write one variable, the scope of the variable is global, means inside entire that file, in entire that file. For example, if I'm writing X equal to 1, then I call the function. Now again, if I write it, right, this X, both are same. Means here, if you variable is same, not the value I'm saying. So same X, I'm changing it to 1, but again for the same X, I'm changing it to 2. The scope of the variable is same. This X, wherever it is, same. Inside the entire file, the scope of the variable is same. So means here it is 1. When you change the value, here itself you are changing X equal to, or else inside the function or somewhere you are changing the value to change, the value will be changed. Understood, guys? Getting my point? Yes or no? Say yes or no, at least no or yes, something.
It's understood, Nilkanda, but
Sir,
why will why will that not take X equal to 1? It might take that also.
That is what I'm saying. Here it will take X equal to 1. Here you declared it X equal to 1, so it will print X equal to 1.
X equal to 1. Okay.
Next, you are calling this function. X variable scope is same, means either you write X here you are writing, but here you are not writing new X. The same X, X is there.
Yes.
X is already there. You are
Yes.
modifying the X value here. In other programming languages, we'll treat this as a new X, one more X. But here, shell scripting, it's not like that. This one X already there. For the same X, you are changing the value here. It's not like one more X. Understood?
Okay. It will take the new value.
Yes, exactly. Right?
Okay.
sir,
Yeah, yes. One second. Let me see. X is 1. Printed this next value. X is 0. Next, it is calling this function. We are calling this function, right? It went here. I was called as this one. And then it will print X is this. Understood? Understood, guys?
yes, sir. Sir, can you copy echo X is $X above X equal to 1, sir?
Sorry. Above
Can
here.
you copy?
Okay, good question. But it will throw. Let me show you. Okay, good question. Okay, you might be thinking in that blind rule. Did it set the function you are calling? But here, are you you are declaring the function, but
Yes, sir. Because shell script already read that, no, sir. That's
read that, but not executed. Yeah, good question. Let me show you that also. Echo X in X before calling my is $X. Okay, this is what you are asking, right?
yes, sir. Yes, correct, sir.
Okay, let me do this. what it is printing? X before calling my function is here before this line. Do you have any variable called X anywhere?
Inside function it is there.
But
sir.
did you call the function?
No.
So do X is a valid variable now? No, it don't have any value. It don't have any value. First time here you are writing the X equal to 1. So here the value variable has value. You are printing this. Next you are calling the function. Now the value will be changed. I said, right, if you don't call a function, that function, whatever is inside the function, nothing will be executed. No pre-initialization, nothing, no default values, nothing. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Okay. That is about variables, scope of variables in shell scripting. Wherever you write one variable, you're modifying that, the modified, and if you're calling it somewhere else, the modified value will be applied, because there is no scopes like a function, the variables, whatever we write the function, the scope is within the function. If you write globally, then that is global, nothing like that. If a variable is there, yes, the variable will be available everywhere. One place if you modify the variable value, that's it. The entire variable, the value will, the value of the variable will be modified in entire that file, in shell scripting file, wherever you call it, the modified value only displays. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir. In shell scripting, there is a facility of overwriting, sir.
Yes, you can override. Anywhere
So
you.
it will not throw error. This variable
No.
is already used like that.
No, not like that.
Okay.
Question. It will throw. See, here you are overriding. See, not only here, anywhere you can override, but you want to restrict it, you can restrict. See, here you are writing it. Here you are overriding X value to from 1 to 2. Okay, fine. But in other programming or language also you can do like that. But if I want to restrict it, that is interview question. I want to restrict a variable. If I set a variable value like X equal to 1, if someone trying to change the value, the same variable value to something else, it should throw error. Then you can do is before X you can mention as read only. That is an interview question. That's why I wrote it here. How to make variables as unchangeable, right? So before a variable, if you write like this, a equal to 10 and write read only a. If you write like this, then if someone tries to change the variable, it will throw error. For example, let me show you now itself. Here I'm writing not X equal to read only X I'm writing. But after that, so when I call this function, inside the function, I'm trying to change the variable value, right? X equal to 2. But here I wrote read only, means read only. You cannot modify it, right? Execute this bash. See here, it is showing read only variable. When you are calling that function, line number 4, right? So here, line number 1, 2, 3, 4, here it is saying it cannot read only. So that's why even after the function, when you are calling echo, the value is not changed. Still it is printing 1. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next.
Yes, got it.
Yeah. Now here, one more thing. You're calling a function. You're passing parameters 1, 2, 3. But am I reading the values here? $1, $2, $3, or returning anything?
No.
No, but I'm passing values. So in such cases, this is enough, right? These parameters are unnecessary, right? Yes or no? Unnecessarily passing.
Yes.
When you are not utilizing the parameters inside the function, but if you pass extra parameters, just simply ignore this. That's it.
Okay.
Just simply it will ignore that. Understood, guys? Okay. So these are the interview questions. Go through this, right? Looping, I explained here. So next, a few things I have written, right? How to call one script from the other one, right? Like this. I have 2 scripts. Someone was asking, sir, shall I write 2 shebangs and execute 2? It's not possible. But what you can do is a.sh. You can write a.sh. b.sh. You can write. Sorry. Okay. Let me write b.sh also. So I have 2 shell scripting files, a.sh, b.sh. Now I have third one also called as c.sh. Third one, I have 10 lines. After 10 lines, what I'll do is I can call a.sh inside this. Understood, guys? See, I have a.sh with some lines, b.sh with few lines. I have c.sh with few lines. What I'll do is In c.sh, I have 10 lines of script. Then I'll call here a.sh. So whatever the lines are there, right? So first c.sh, as from top to bottom, this first lines will be executed. And now instead of writing this entire code here, you can call this file here to whatever the code present inside this a.sh that will be executed. Then I have 5 more lines in the c.sh. Then I'm calling b.sh. So here, wherever you are calling b.sh, whatever the lines are present here, everything, the script will be executed here. Understood, right? You can call one shell scripting file inside another shell scripting file. Understood?
Yes.
So how to call is using file variable. Okay, like this.
The script will not be removed from the a.sh, right?
No, it will not be removed. Just it will
Just copied.
Yeah, it will take from there and execute here.
Okay.
Okay. See this script1.sh, one file, script2.sh. Now I want to call this inside this, right? So what you can do is here is script1. Okay, where is the parameter? Script2. Where? Okay. Here, if you want to call, you can call like this. Not this. 1 second. Where is this in? Here. See here. I have script1. I have script2. Here I'm calling that script2 like this. Script2. Just both are in same location, right? You can directly give the file name here, script2.sh or script2. If you don't have sh, not even file variable, you can directly call like this. Okay. Understood? One script calling in another script. Just call with the file name. Both are at same location. Here only I have a.sh, b.sh, and c.sh. So inside c.sh, after 5 lines, I'll give a.sh. Next, I'll write 2-3 lines. Again, I'll give b.sh. So that's it. You are calling a.sh and b.sh inside c.sh. Understood, guys?
.sh is required, sir.
If this file has .sh, you can give
As per the
only
file created.
Yeah, yes, for the file name. Just you have to give the file name. Okay.
If not,
But
not in same location, we have to give the path.
Path, exactly.
Okay.
Understood, guys? Okay, that's it about shell scripting, and that's it for today's session. And tomorrow I'll start about this Git, the first DevOps tool. Okay, I'll start first DevOps tool in next class. Okay. Okay, don't miss tomorrow's class at any cost. I'll not give the recording. Okay. So listening the direct class is different, recording is different. So see, that is the reason people Sunday, right? So they know that I'll give recording. So that's why they didn't attend, but I'll not give the recording next time.